We are Group 5, and we're going to talk to you about the restaurant management systems that we researched. For our business, we decided that we wanted to use the Point of Success Office system. Some good things about this system were that it was very easy to download, while a lot of the systems that we looked at were not very easy to get a hold of. It's free for an entire 30 days instead of just being free for 2 weeks or maybe even less. Taking an order on this system was extremely simple. And this system is for computers instead of tablets, which is the more traditional way to do it, which is what we were going for with our business. Creating the menu for this was also very easy and did not take very long at all. This is the page where we create the menu. We have to add our products. So you see in the top left, all you have to do is click on Add New Product. And when you click on Add New Product, this screen comes up. And then you just fill it in however you want for whatever product that you're doing. And after that, you click Save. And it brings you back to this page and your product is added. Once you have all your products added, now you're ready to go take an order. So we can go to this screen and click on New Order. Once we do that, this comes up, and this is where everything that we just put into our menu goes. All the products are in one of these boxes somewhere. You just have to click on them. So right now we're going to click on deli sandwiches and then the turkey breast. Once we're in here, you can customize your sandwich and your turkey breast. You could add whatever kind that you want, but you see in the bottom right corner that select bread and select side are highlighted in yellow. This is because you cannot move on from the screen until you've selected something in each of those boxes. This can be really nice because if it's a hectic day and you're just trying to get as many orders in as possible, you could forget to tell what kind of bread they want or what side they want. So it's really nice that you can't move on from the screen until you have selected one of those things. So we're going to select whatever bread we want. And then after we've done all that, all of our orders come up on the left side. After the customers' orders are in and they've gotten their food and they've eaten it, now they're ready to pay. But before we pay, of course, we're hoping that they'll want to give us a tip. So we click on Tip in the bottom left corner. And when we click on that, it comes up with whatever percentage you want, and you can click on whichever one the customer decides, and that's way easier than using a calculator. After you select whatever tip it is, then you can click Pay and give the receipt to the customer. So we really enjoyed this system for the business of the deli that we wanted to do, but there were some downsides to it, especially if you're going to do a different kind of business than what we decided we wanted to do. So something that wasn't very good about this was there was no seating chart at all. There was no table place to help us if we were a business that had a lot of customers that wanted to come sit down. This probably would not work because we would get really confused on what tables were open and what weren't. So this would really work for a takeout company the best, but you could also use it for one that only has just a few tables because that's not very hard to manage. Another thing about this is that it's not very well known. If you research them, it's not one of the top 5 that comes up, but we still really liked it for ours because it was extremely simple and cheap. It's also not advanced technology like you'll see with big chain restaurants and stuff, but it's good for a family-owned business or a non-chain restaurant. It's a very traditional type of restaurant that's not going to use the big technology. It's just straightforward. So one of the systems that we researched was called Toast. What we found about this is that it's one of the top 2 most popular ones to be used. When we were researching it, we saw that the look of it was very nice and clean, and it was very easy to set up. But the bad thing about it was that it's best used for bars, and that's not what we were going for. But it's good for bars because it helps to track tabs and it helps to look up drinks, which can be really, really hard, especially on a really busy night. This system also only uses handheld tablets, and it's also only Android, which can be a downside if you're an Apple kind of person. And if someone only knows how to use Apple, then you have to train someone how to use the Android. It's also a very expensive system. The monthly rate is low, and the initial cost of it is low, but you have to buy add-ons in the middle of it. If you don't, then you're not going to be able to do everything that you want to do, and the add-ons that you have to buy are extremely expensive. There's also been complaints from people that use it that there are so many screens and they have to go through like 17 different screens to just order one drink for someone when it's a really busy night, and that can get really confusing. The other system that we researched was Touch Bistro. This is also just like Toast, only a handheld system, but this one is Apple only, which can also be confusing if you like Androids. So either way, you have to pick one, Apple or Android. This system, you bring the iPad to each table and you can leave it there. The customer can handle the ordering and pay on their own. They can also do these things with their waiter or waitress, but it's encouraged for them to do it on the iPad. But this can be bad because a lot of people still want their waiter or waitress to do the ordering and the paying for them just because that's what they expect when they go to a restaurant. So some people may not like this, and it could drive customers away. A really good thing about this system is that the table management is extremely easy. The layout on the iPad is really nice and it keeps track of it really well. iPad based can also get very hard when trying to change an order. If it's a really long day and it's busy and you're just trying to change something really, really fast, it can be hard because you have to either wait for an iPad or you have to go through a bunch of systems on an iPad instead of just scribbling something off on a piece of paper and giving it to whoever's cooking it. So, all in all, these three systems were all very good, but we decided that we liked Point of Success Office the most just for our business. But at the same time, it could be bad for another business. It just depends on what kind of business you're trying to run. Thank you.